Hi guys, thanks so much for joining me for this video. I just wanted to come on here really quick and let you know that I have uploaded your final exam to Canvas. So I'm going to go ahead and show you where it is on Canvas. And then I will open the file and kind of go through the questions with you and give you general advice about how you can make sure that you finish the semester strong and get the exam grade that you're hoping for. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right, so I have right now the course homepage pulled up. So you can see here in the left hand panel, I've got the homepage. I'm going to scroll all the way down to the last module on the homepage, and you'll see here that I have the final exam module. And again, to remind you critically of that due date, this is going to be due on December 4th at 11:59. This is also the due date on Canvas for your last 3 response papers, but don't be tricked by that, right? Because that is the last day for you to finish your final response paper, but each individual response paper is due, has its own respective due date, which is 1 week after the readings associated with it are assigned. So I believe the last day for you to do a response paper on things we've discussed in class is, or readings that we've discussed in class is November 19th. And you can also do kind of the final reflection that I talked about in my last video, and that date is going to be December 4th. Okay, so I'll upload another video talking about response papers, but for now, I wanted to make you aware that the final exam is uploaded and kind of go through it with you. Okay, so you'll click on this document, and you'll see that it looks very similar to the midterm exam. And this time, instead of having you guys, instead of giving you 8 prompts and having you choose 4, there are only 4 prompts on here because we only have 4 weeks of material. Okay, so what you'll see is the same requirements that I included on the midterm. So again, I'm looking for basic writing proficiency. I'm looking for the absence of typos and sentence fragments and grammatical errors. And I'm looking to see that the words that you use are properly expressing what you're trying to say. Okay, so again, grammatical issues, spelling issues, typos, sentence fragments, those are all things that will impact your exam score. So I would encourage you to seek help either from myself during office hours or from the writing tutor that the Academic Resource Center offers. Okay. And also, as always, I'm very big on textual support. So what that means is I want to see direct quotes from the assigned text. And in the case of the midterm, I want you to use several different texts in each of your answers. So I want lots of direct quotes from a variety of sources. I'm also really going to encourage you guys to draw meaningful connections. So to take readings from a variety of different topics and sort of connect them along the lines of major themes that we've explored, right? So a lot of you on the midterm were able to connect, for example, the reading on immigration laws and the reading on ugly laws, or the reading about the social model and medical model and connect that to, for example, deaf culture and things like that. So the more sort of wide sweeping you can be in the textual references that you choose, the better, right? So certainly each of these prompts is going to steer you quite obviously to a particular module that we've covered this semester, right? So you want to start there with the readings that seem most related, right? And get your direct quotes from there. But if you can also include other topics or other modules and the text that we discussed there, and sort of make them relevant or connect them to that question, I would also like that. So I would like you to discuss texts within the same module as well as texts from a variety of different modules. Okay? And lastly, the length. I don't really care if it's single or double spaced, but I would like you to have 3 to 4 paragraphs, which typically means at least half a page, if not more, for each question. Okay. And the final thing I wanted to mention about the exam is that the prompts are going to be a little bit different, not much, but for the midterm, I feel like each of the questions I asked you was directly derived from a particular reading, right? Whereas these are more general than that. So like I said, each question will point you toward a certain module, but it's not going to be quite as literal, okay? So basically what I have given you for many of the questions is a general hypothetical scenario. So basically, what would you do if you were placed in this position? Like, how would you advocate for a person with a disability if that responsibility was thrust upon you? How would you act? Okay? And essentially what I'm looking for is I'm looking for you to use the insights that you have garnered from the readings on autism and the readings on prison discrimination and the readings on Helen Keller and mental health reform. And I would like those insights that you've gleaned from the readings to inform your plan of action, so to speak. Okay? So again, requirements are the same, format is the same. The questions are just maybe worded a little bit differently. Okay? So again, what your priorities should be is making sure that you're drawing meaningful connections, not just within the texts, not just from the text within one module, but texts across a variety of modules. You should definitely make sure that your writing is proficient, that you don't have grammatical errors and typos. You should make sure that you follow the length requirement, just so that your responses are in enough detail. So in order to have the level of detail that I'm looking for, you're going to need at least 4 paragraphs. Okay. And certainly if y'all have any questions, you are free to reach out to me. The only other thing I would add is that I would strongly encourage you to not wait until the last minute to do your 3 response papers and your final exam. Because again, if you wait until December 4th or December 1st, all of those response paper opportunities that you've had in the second half of the semester will be expired. So you'll only be able to submit the 1 response paper that's due on December 4th. And you'll also have to finish what could amount to a fairly lengthy exam in a short period of time. So one of the reasons why I scheduled the course so that you would have all next week without discussion posts and without reading is because I would really, really encourage you to use this last week of classes um, to get your response papers done, get your exam done, so that way you can focus on finals and your other classes and make sure that you meet the deadlines that you need to meet. Okay? So I would certainly encourage you to reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns. If I can answer those questions or if I can give you more information, I would be happy to do that. And I hope you guys are all doing well, and I hope to hear from you soon. All right, take care.